But she says Omarosa got the news from Chief of Staff John Kelly and immediately had a meltdown worthy of reality television, lots of shouting, angry profanity. Today, though, Omarosa appeared on GMA and denied being fired at all.
I resigned, and I didn't do that in the residence as being reported. John Kelly and I sat down in the Situation Room, which is a very secure, very quiet room in the White House, and we had a very candid conversation. And I wanted to make the one-year mark. That was one of the goals that I set out to, and then get back to my life.
So you resigned, you weren't fired as being reported.
And you know, I like to hear all of these interesting tales, but I have to tell you that they're 100% false. And one of the things that I'd ask of those people who are making those assertions, since they assert that I did it so publicly, is where are the pictures or videos? If I had confronted John Kelly, who is a very formidable person, it would garner enough attention for anyone in the room to at least take a picture or a video or something.
So you're saying that all these reports are coming from one person, but you speak
one person? No, let's be clear. Only one person.
Only one person.
No one else has reported what she's reporting, and this is the one person who has attacked me for the last year. And so you know that this is personal. I was very respectful of the process. Certainly, I had more access than most, and people had problems with that. People had problems with my 14-year relationship with this president, but I've always been loyal to him, straightforward, and I've provided him with the support that he's needed throughout this year in the White House.
And you say you resigned. So when you resigned, the reports that you were escorted off the grounds. Were you escorted off?
No, I was not. And in fact, Secret Service put out a statement because I think that they were bothered with the assertion that they were involved with any type of escorting or shutting me down, that sort of thing. And I think you should take the word of the U.S. Secret Service.
April Ryan, though, is standing by her claims.
When Sarah finally gave me the information about the negotiated resignation, that there's said to be a signature people have seen, that with the end date of January 20th, I said, what about the other stuff? What about the drama that I'm hearing about the firing? Everyone went dark. But I'm continuing to hear information from all sides, I mean, credible sources. And I'm not the only one. I may have broken the story, but CBS, ABC, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, I'm not the only one. I have no vendetta. I am a reporter who's covering the beat.
So you can see here in D.C., we're still engaged on important work to improve the life of every American. Greg Gutfeld co-hosts The Five here on Fox, and he joins us. So, Greg, Omarosa got fired from what exactly?
That's a good question. She's one of those types of people that who gets a job as a favor out of loyalty, and no one's quite sure what she does. This happens at Fox News a lot. The initials of our Omarosa is Ed Henry. But what do you expect? What do you expect from the most unpopular reality star since the naked guy on Survivor, who I think is actually going to replace her? She was awful coming in. We knew that. And the fact that her main goal was to last 1 year. 1 year on the job. That's I wouldn't call that ambitious. By the way, if you read how this whole conversation went, I guess they said that John Kelly and her had a candid conversation. And candid is basically public relations for, I don't like you, you're a bad person, please get the hell out of here. Then they said they went to the White House, and the White House said something like, we wish her the best, which means we hope she finds something else to do and leaves us alone because she scares the crap out of us.
Well, and maybe they have reason to be afraid. This morning on one of the morning shows, she said, I have a lot to tell you about what the White House was like, and I will be telling my story. I mean, that's a direct pitch to publishers, isn't it?
It is. This is all about a book. She says she had problems with the White House in terms of her helping her own community, and I'm trying to figure out, what is that community? Is that community consisting of unbearable, self-centered reality stars? Because then there are only two members, her and Piers Morgan. So that's going to sell two books.
Piers Morgan, I can't control myself. He's smart.
I just like ribbing Piers because he deserves it. Ever since he posed in that centerfold, I can't take him seriously.
I don't get those magazines at home, so
I have 7 copies. I have 7 copies. I'd love to interoffice you, the one that I have shellacked.
So how do you manage, if you're running the White House, how do you manage a former employee like Omarosa?
You know, you put her in a job where she can't break anything. And what happened was she can, if there's a vase in that room, she's going to break it, because it's all about her. She lorded her relationship with Donald Trump over everybody else. That's why she brought that wedding, the 40-member wedding group to the White House. I wouldn't even do that to my house, mainly because I don't like people. But it's just that you don't make good decisions based on loyalty. Donald Trump overlooked her competence because he felt he owed her something. And loyalty, Tucker, is overrated. I would turn on you in a second. I owe you nothing.
I couldn't disagree with you more, Greg.
Yes, I would drop you so quickly.
She did add levity.
She did. No, this is the most interesting White House in the history of history.
Yes.
This is a consequential phenomenon.
I agree with that completely. Greg Gutfeld, thank you for sorting that out for us.
Thank you, Tucker.